I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble. And I don't want to be in big trouble.
Turn me up, kid Spiral.
Yeah, no, my week's been pretty good, man. Thank you very much. Obviously, we announced the book last week, and ever since then, it's kind of been a promotional sort of thing, trying to get the word out. We were on FM 104 on Wednesday.
Sick.
Talking about the book. Yeah. We'll be on RTE, The Two Johnnies, next Wednesday.
Oh, sick.
Yeah,
it's a big podcast.
Yeah,
big
for
podcast,
sure, man. So, like, things are going well, but it's a little bit... It's all new to us as well, you know, that way. So I'm trying to figure it out as we go.
The feet in it, And it's good though. It's good, you know. It's pushing us outside comfort zones, and we're learning a lot about each other in the process as well as ourselves. So it's all going good, yeah. Yeah,
same with myself. Like I was talking just off cam, just how like life is 2023 has been
madness.
The worst year of my life, boys. Do you know what I mean? And obviously with you guys, I can relate to you guys so much because obviously looking at your page. But what I always tell people is like, yeah, you can have a tough time, but you can get the fuck out of it. I just feel like the world's very sad right now. We're promoting sadness. Where you guys are watching your page and studying like the last couple of days, like you promote positivity. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I really fuck with that heavy. Do you get me? But yeah, it's very good news. A couple of weeks ago, I can't really talk on it because my family members are fucking killing me. But Ma had a court case for the last 5 years. Nothing got to do with her, and I'll explain to you off camera what she was going through. But she buzzed case, like finished that. She can go back to work and all. You know what I mean? Nice. She had a nice little job there. She was, but obviously, it's a guard vetting job. She can't do anymore because obviously what she was going through and stuff. Bad output. So what you see when I tell you is like, her jaws are gonna hit the floor. But then me myself back on the roads. I'm all tapping leap cards and beep, you know what I mean? Like, got myself a nice focus. Now, it's not a Range Rover or anything like that, but I'm coming for that, you know what I mean? Like, so, now the week's been blessed, boys, and it's like one of them. I always take people, like, my podcast is like, I'm not gonna come up here and put women down and put people down. I would try my best not to put people down. That don't piss me off.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's all about uplifting and positivity. So I'm taking people on this journey, and I see you guys. Obviously, you guys are in the fitness industry, and it's not just about fitness; it's about taking people on the journey to more positivity. So, so how I like to start, boys, before we get into you guys, it's like I have a topic called "What's the Gig?"
Nice,
it's like what's going on during the week. Obviously, it's in relation to kind of what you guys do about dieting and stuff. Did you guys see that woman that died, the vegan?
No, I didn't hear.
I didn't hear about this.
She died. Yeah, she was on a strict vegan diet where it was like.
Did I actually? I think I might have seen something about this. Yeah.
So I want to get you. I'll start with you, Lee. Adam. What's your opinion? Did I get it right?
No.
Adam. Oh my God, so boys, it's gonna be.
Well, you're not the. I think you're the first person on camera who's doing it this way.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. I've been called worse.
Adam.
Right,
Adam, we'll go with you first. What's your opinion on that vegan shit? Because I was gonna do that before myself, just to
try it out,
trim down the belly, boys. You know what I mean? What's your opinion on veganism?
I've kind of mixed views, and I don't have a strong opinion for or against it. The big issue I'd have with it is just when it's promoted as being a kind of be all and end all, you know, this will fix all your problems and solve your life sort of stuff. Yeah. Like there's people who go vegan and get great results from it or just find it suits their eating habits or whatever else. And if you enjoy doing it, fair enough. But my issue comes into when people try to promote it as if this is the only diet or this is the way you should do it. You know, that way it's when it gets crossed into those lines where it's almost like a cult. That's when it becomes an issue, and that's when it starts to kind of piss me off a bit. So I don't have an issue with veganism per se, or like eating as a vegan or anything. It's more so just the whole cult kind of perception around it, and it kind of preys on people's weaknesses a bit, you know, that way, because they're vulnerable, they want to lose weight, they want to get in shape, they're stuck, they're trying to find the next thing, and then they go and grasp onto this and hope this is going to be the thing to solve the problem. So that kind of pisses me off a bit, but veganism overall, I don't necessarily have an issue with that, you know.
What about yourself, bro?
Yeah, it'd be very similar, man. Just can I ask, did she die because of the diet? Or
so I have the articles here somewhere.
Was she a Russian?
Yeah, she was Russian. Russian. So this what I read that was mad. I have two articles to read for you. So I'll read that one in a second after I get your opinion. But she claimed that her body did not require water. Right in that last year, fruit-based diet meant she had gone without water for 6 years. 6 boys, you man are in this industry. You man know about me. You need water, don't you?
Jesus Christ.
That's 101, like nutrition 101. Stay hydrated.
That's what I was thinking. I'm not even educated on that. I'm thinking, what?
Yeah. No, that's crazy. Like
organs like a desert.
Yeah, like Adam said, like any sort of all or nothing approach with any diet, like vegan, keto, low carb, high protein, like they can all work for people depending on what their certain goal is, but none of them are better than the other in the sense of you're going to get a great body if you eat this way, or you're not going to lose weight eating that way. But I think like that's kind of social media, kind of like, for example, doing Reels, you have 6 to 10 seconds to get a point across. So people like to run with this sort of big, sort of almost controversial sort of thing to attract attention and get people to watch. Whereas like the essence of losing weight is very boring. It's like eat less calories than you're born during the day. Do it for a long enough amount of time, and you lose weight.
Magic.
I need you guys to help me, right, boys? Because you know what kills me, yeah? I can do diet, yeah? But it's the munchies, boys. Look, my press is crazy. Jellies, crips, fucking bars. How do I, like I'm a junkie for it. How do I help me, boys, right? Because even me with my gym journey,
Yeah.
I used to whack out gym heavy. I first started, I'm going to ask you a lot later, but I first started gym when I think I was 16, playing for Charlie Archer. We trained with the senior team. Now, I'm quite a bulky guy, strong guy. I don't get pushed off the ball. Obviously, you're training with senior men. And we were getting absolutely battered. I was humbling, do you get me? So I was thinking to myself, fuck this. I joined the gym. It was West Park. First gym I ever joined with my boy Lee. Lee that runs his own gym now as well, 24 Fitness. Yeah, down in Rossfield there. And I was like, yeah, grand. I was whacking it out, loving it. And obviously, COVID hit, stopped going really. Then obviously, they opened it back up again. And I remember going in. I remember seeing Marco there, and I sat there, and I just didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
Look, my head was gone. I haven't been back since. You know what I mean? I remember I was telling you, I'll get slagged every week. Getting called a watermelon and all. You know what I mean? I'm getting called fat left, right, and centre, all this. Even my daughter, I know how kids are. Dad, you wouldn't have my top off. She looked at me, Dad, you're fat.
No.
Bro, kids don't give a shit.
No.
Kids are the most honest people on earth. But yeah, so how you, man, would, like, first of all, help me with my diet? Like, how could I stay away from these fucking sweets? Or can I, like, moderate it, or what's the gig? People say moderate, but I'm just going to I can't moderate, man.
I hear you. Yeah, I'm kind of similar. Like, there is people who find balance. I'm not one of those people. If I was in your position, like, if I was just speaking to a client, like, or an average population person, that'd be the approach that I'd promote to them. Say, look, just, you don't have to completely restrict it. You don't need to give it up completely. We just need to find kind of a middle ground. But personally, for me, if I was doing it, I know what would work best for me, and it's just don't have them in the press. Like, keep them away. Don't even have the temptation there. That's personally how I'd go about doing it. But there is equally people who could have that approach of, I'll have a little bit and I'll be able to restrict myself. But for me, it's all or nothing, that way. And I'd rather just say, no, if I'm doing it properly. I'm not going near them. I'm not having them in the house. I'm focused,
Do you know another thing? People are screaming at me now that I'm watching. Another thing that kills me.
What kills you?
Alcohol.
Yeah,
That's a different one,
Yeah.
Yeah, alcohol is a tough one. Like, we don't drink much, so it's not something, like, I lost a lot of weight last year. And most of my issues were just eating, like, chocolates, crisps, jellies, all that sort of shit. We're never big drinkers, so we don't really, like, again, our approach would be to, like, a client, just moderate your alcohol consumption, track your calories, all that sort of boring shit that works. But, like, I know on the other side of it is, like, the last thing you want to do when you're drinking is think about how many calories you have to drink or how many bottles you're going to drink. And then obviously you finish your drinks, you don't want to go home and have, like, a chicken salad. You want to get a kebab tray or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
I hear that. And before let's end what's the game, I'm going to get into you boys now. I'm going to read this out to you, right? Because I found this shocking. This is back on the vegan thing, So this is about a mother that was sentenced to an 18-month-old child died, right? She was convicted. First-degree murder in Florida. And usually, like, just sometimes with murders, right, it's second degree or third degree. Fourth degree is intent to kill.
She went out and done it on purpose.
Heavy whack, So it was like last year, a vegan mother was sentenced to life in prison even, over the death of her 18-month-old son, who was fed a diet of raw fruits and vegetables, Prosecutors said that, and I think this woman's Irish as well, Sheila O'Leary's son, Ezra, was severely malnourished, weighed to 17 pounds when he died in September 2019. O'Leary was convicted by a Florida jury in June 2022 of first-degree murder of aggravated child abuse.
She weighed 17 pounds?
17.
What age was she?
18-month-old.
What's that in
Year
kilos?
and a half, 17 pound would be about 9 kilos.
9 kilos.
So is it that healthy? Or is it just that these men just love animals?
Oh, yeah.
Feels like
a lot of it is that
honest,
ethical approach, isn't it? It's like, I can't eat this, or it's not right to eat this. Is it healthy? Like, I'm sure you can do it in a healthy way, but that's not fucking healthy.
Like, because even, like I said, like even me, like in the gym, I find the hardest part, I don't know, you might boys correct me, the experts on this, I find the hardest part is to lose your stomach.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah.
It's a
so
stubborn
I just
area,
thought I was going to do a vegan thing, but reading this, bro, I don't want to die, bro. I'm 40 years of age, 2 kids, you know what I mean? I haven't completed my mission on this earth yet.
No,
so you just advise against it, yeah?
I wouldn't go that far to advise against it. I always say, know what you're getting yourself into and don't just wing it.
Yeah.
Because I think situations like that, it's when you go in, not like you kind of only half understand what you're doing.
I'd say it's not necessary. That way. There's other approaches. So if vegans, like, kind of caught me eye, I want to try it out. It could work, but I wouldn't, if it's just a case of I think vegan's the only way I can get there. I'd say there's more options on the table, Yeah,
and don't do it to your kids, man, if that's the outcome.
Yeah, and don't put your kids on it.
Fuck that. But anyways, so yeah.
Although it might be cheaper than the McDonald's you got here.
Get the black card.
Oh, listen, McDonald's, send me a black card. Krispy Kreme, the whole lot. But yeah, Boys, let's get into you, right? Obviously, twin brothers,
Yes.
being at each other, joined at the hip.
Man.
Talk to me
Yep.
about you guys' relationship from the very start. So, who was born first again?
I was born first.
You were born a minute
One
first.
minute,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got
leave
that.
us.
I just didn't want to call
Details,
it.
man.
I didn't want to call out whose name. But you're a fucking EJ. Well, yeah, just talk to me about obviously growing up as brothers, and then obviously you're from Clondalkin, right?
Yeah.
So talk to me about your upbringing, like about growing up in Clondalkin, brothers, family, everything like that, and how tight knit your man's relationship is and stuff
Yeah,
like
man.
that.
Like we've been best friends since.
As long as
I love that.
I can remember.
I absolutely love
As
that.
long as I
And
can
like,
remember.
I think we have twins that are mates that are twins as well.
Yeah.
And like they kind of, not that they dislike each other, but they feel so like
Disconnected.
yeah, and like they have to assert their own individual identities because they're sick of being twins. Do you know that way? Whereas I feel like we're lucky we had 2 younger brothers that are only 3 years younger than us, and then the other one's 10 years younger.
Yeah.
So like twins always fight a lot, but we had younger brothers to pick on, so we didn't have to pick on each other. You know that way. And yeah, like your parents were young enough as well growing up, so I feel like that sort of relationship helped out as well. Like that was just the dynamics worked in our favour. And yeah, like we both had similar interests. Like we loved playing ball. Like most of your childhood from the age of from when we could walk to like 15 was just kicking a ball out on the street.
Ball together.
No, that way. So yeah, it's
Like Lee always uses the phrase "from the womb to the tomb." And that's literally our relationship. Like from the second that we can remember being able to be connected to. I know I'm speaking in the future here, but until the moment that we pass away, you know, and die, it'll be like best mates.
that's why I say I hope I die first, man. Cause
Yeah, that's it. We literally talk about this for like, man, 'cause we don't know life without each other. Do you know that way?
That's
Literally
sick,
from the
yeah.
second we enter the earth, so who knows what will happen or who'll go first. But like for each of us, I'm sure we're like, I'd rather be the first one to go. Do you know?
So Lee, you're technically older brother then.
Yeah, he's big
Yeah,
brother.
Technically,
Yeah, he's
and
big brother.
is that relationship like that? Is that like you kind of have to would you go to him for advice and stuff, or
probably the
it's
opposite.
just
probably the
similar?
opposite. I got to him more than he comes to me. I feel like he's more dialed in. Like you know, he is more intelligent than me in the important ways. And like he's just more like even the fitness thing. I wasn't into like the gym and exercise and all that for a long time and put on a lot of weight and all that sort of stuff. Whereas he's been like from the age of 15 or 16.
Yeah.
He's just one of those people. Like people set a target and it's like no matter what I have to do to get there, I'm gonna get there. Whereas I'm more like I'll set a target and then I might wake up tomorrow morning and be like, maybe not today.
Spice bag sounds good
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Look, I had squashies for breakfast this morning. I'm a personal trainer.
Yeah, personal trainer. I was on my diet. They brought me in a box of Krispy Kremes. But no, I love that because even me and my brothers watch me every week. We have. Would you tell each other you love each other?
Oh, I don't know if we've ever.
Yeah, I don't think we've actually verbalized it.
Because the way you man are tight business partners,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
see your Instagram, you're always together, travel together, everything. You don't tell each other you love each other, no? I know white people. You man do that shit. We don't. You tell them why you love them. Because we don't hear it from our parents.
No,
So you man do hear. I don't know. Your man tells you? Yeah, man tells you.
Yeah, we're mad as well. We like we're dad, and we wouldn't really. We'd write it on a birthday card, you know,
Yeah,
lots of love
yeah,
for him
yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
No, do you know what, boys? I find it. I remember even Devro one time. Shout out Devro. One time I was watching a thing. Micah Richards was talking like he never got told he got loved by his dad. I was like, yeah, that's a lot of black men. We go through that. And I put it up like that. I goes, any of your man's dads ever tell you they love you, like, you know? And a lot of black men were popping up. Yeah, I never heard. Obviously, I knew that. Then Devro, he's white, like, he's like, yeah, my dad. I was like, what? Because obviously me growing up, I growing with a lot of white fellas, like, and I used to see that love they get from their dads and stuff like that. And I'd be just like, yeah, it must be nice. Like, I don't even think my dad's my number. I'm only messing. He texted you today. He does.
Had to go change it.
Man, some of the African, like we had a friend in school called Toby.
Yeah.
I think his family was Nigerian, and like I'm sure his dad did love him, but like nothing about the way he treated him or spoke to him was like this is.
There was no
showing
indication
love.
of it.
It was so like
Military,
Yeah, like it's tough.
And I say, you man, like, talk to me about Clondalkin then, because obviously I always hear Settle talking about it, and I'm big on my area as well, Brookfield. Like obviously I spent. I'm in Tal ever since I came to Ireland, basically about 27 years, but the best part of 21, 22 years I grew up in Brookfield, so that's home for me, you know. And I've always spoken about it and all that, and how it shaped me as a person. How has Clondalkin shaped you two as people? Like, because when you messaged me, like I said to you, what struck me was like, we're from the area as well. It's like we're very relatable. You get me? So what's it like growing up in Clondalkin and stuff?
Yeah.
What's that like? How's that inspired you to do what you guys want to do?
Yeah, it's a good question. There's there's one side of Clondalkin that's like quite bad, like lots of crime and drug dealing and all that sort of stuff and poverty, and then there's another side of Clondalkin. Like we come from a sort of a private estate within we live in Barnoak, but we live in the private estate of Barnoak. So it wouldn't really be fair of us to sit here and say like, oh, we had a terrible upbringing or anything like that, because we were sort of shielded from a lot of the difficulties that some people in Barnoak would face. But we were close enough to it to be able to see it. You know, that way, like we have a lot of friends who got into went down the wrong path, ended up drug dealing,
Prison,
getting petty crime, violence, end up in prison, serving time, all that sort of stuff. So like we were very close to it, but we were lucky enough to not get involved in it. But I think even like the biggest thing for us, I think, would have been like more from an educational side of things. Like we were, well, I don't want to put words in his. I was a nerd in school, like especially towards the end. Like I took it very seriously. Like I want to get to college. I want to do this, and it was sort of the more I went on that journey, the more I realised like I went to Trinity. It was like nobody here is from Clondalkin. Do you know, you don't hear a Bonog accent in this classroom. And then it's only the more you get outside of Clondalkin and Bonog, you realise why is no one else from my area in these places having these conversations, getting these opportunities. And I think it was only once I started to grow up a bit more, I started to realise what that sort of like social.
See, with that point, you make a great point, and I always say this: it's because no one else has done it before. There's no blueprint to it. You know what I'm trying to say? Like for me, my area, if I bust doing this, you have there's no point in just like talking. People need to see it. I remember one kid, I don't really talk to him now, but I remember I was talking to him before. He made money off, like I think he sold something or something like that. He made like I think 2-3 grand. I was like, what are you gonna do? You gonna buy yourself runners and clothes? What do you usual? Like, no, I'm gonna invest in weed. Why else am I gonna? That's all he knows though. There's drugs getting sold in front of kids where I grow up. I don't see it. I remember one time. This is boys. I don't come up here and cap because people watch me. I don't. I always tell people don't come up here and cap either. I remember one time, boys, I'm taking my daughter from my ma's, and she just pointed at some guy. He's like, he's just after stabbing someone up in the field there, and he just walking around casual. Oh, what's up, Dango? I'm just like, don't what's up? You're not that lady. What's up somewhere? I gotta be what's up. Do you know what I mean? Like, so this way, and obviously, people need to see success. You get me? So if they see you man going to college, getting your degrees and prospering in life, then there's a pathway to stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, so that's why I think it's important for people like yourselves to be doing what you are doing. Do you get me? For our areas not to be looked at as scumbags, drug dealers. You know what I mean? There's kids that have some hope. Do you know what I mean?
For sure, man.
Definitely, yeah. So have you ever heard a TV show called 60 Days In? You know, it's in the US and they basically send in regular people into prisons or to jails, I think it is, to try and get some insights to share back to the sheriff. But anyways, there was one I was watching and a fella went in, he was undercover, he's just a regular bloke, had previous experience in jail, but he wants to see what's going on in the jails now to give feedback to see if they can improve the system. But there was one scene in it where he was speaking to a young lad who was locked up for, I think it was drug charges and stuff like that. And he was just giving them some ideas like, here, look, you know, if you keep going down the path you're going on, you'll be in here until you're 60, 70 years old. When you get out of here, best thing you can do, and I think he was giving them advice to like go and buy a truck and be a trucker or something like that. Just some idea of a business you could get into. And it was mad to see this young kid's eyes just lit up when that outfit just said to him, oh, actually, do you know what? I don't have to keep doing the drug shit. I don't have to keep doing that. I can go buy a truck, go make money, get out of the hood, maybe hire some of my mates who could rent their own trucks and do that. I was like, just that little bit of hope or just that little direction that's not down the normal path that everyone else went down, and this little kid had something then to cling on to, and sometimes that's all it takes, that little bit of inspiration or hope to say, you know what, I'm just going to go something a little bit different and try something else, and that can spark change in like his kids and then the next generation after him, you know. And it only takes that one thing that could change a whole family's trajectory and then the wider community as well.
Thing also I know about our areas where it's like, you know, the crabs in the bucket mentality, where it can go the other way. You could be inspiring someone, but someone could be looking at you with side eye. I mean, it'll be like,
who does he think he is?
Who are these? Even me, bro. When I first started this, and I always say it. I started on Instagram, so I was just doing. I was watching a fella called Don E. He's from England, and he was just doing like live every day. He was on live, just doing talent shows. You know, I said, I know a couple of people who do music or whatever. Let me lock down. Had a couple of change in my podcast. Like 4 days competition. Whoever wins €200. Do you know what I mean? Like, went on that, and then I started doing interviews. And I remember in the background though, there's people like, oh, who does this Dongo fella think he is? Blah blah. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like, and it's people. It's the people that you know. Do you know what I mean? Like, people that you know and you're hearing it. And I'm not gonna sit here like the tough man. It hurts.
Oh, for sure.
I'm out here just trying something different because obviously I grew up playing football, and we're gonna get into that in a second. People know me as a footballer, whatever. Won DDSLs, played here, there, went to America for football. Obviously, it wasn't my call. I got injured. You know what I mean? Like so, it's like trying something different, and instead of you trying to like uplift me, you're putting me down. But as I've been on this journey, I've learned it's like yourself. You message me, and I'm only seeing that message there. And I apologize live on camera. I'm only seeing that now. But it's like look, people like you, and you're telling me about my episodes. People that know me, and you know, I don't force people to watch. It's not like I said. It's a podcast. These things are an hour and a half long. You don't have to watch. But it relays my message that I've been saying for a long time. It is strangers that will support you more than people you know 10 plus years. You know about one question only. You know about fucking this, that, and the other. He's telling me about this episode. It's not just like a viral moment. So you start invested, like. So it's a good thing that this was meant to happen. Do you know what I mean? Like, and of course, I'm gonna have you on. Do you know what I mean? Like, but,
I appreciate that.
Talk to me about that though. The crabs in the bucket mentality. What kind of negativity have you guys heard? Because you're very positive lads. What kind of negativity have you guys heard on your journey on the come up?
Yeah, it's a good question. Just on your last point there, because I just heard it the other day in the podcast, but even Jesus had to leave his hometown, man, to be listened to.
Yeah.
It's like,
Man's getting biblical.
Get out of Bethlehem.
Prophet gets no honor in his hometown.
That's quality.
If you go Bethlehem, people still be chatting shit about Jesus.
But negatively, I have to say, I think either I'm just oblivious and I haven't really seen it, or it hasn't happened. Like obviously we're just kind of fresh out. Like we only started the page in May, so a lot of the people who say that stuff are like family, our friends, our friends of friends, and it's all like it's been fairly small stuff so far. It's like, oh, fair play, like on Instagram, leave a love heart. If things do pick up, I reckon maybe it will get it. Hopefully,
I'm sure in some group chat somewhere they're sharing videos.
And some people might say that stuff and be like, "Oh, fucking ages," but like nobody said it to us, you know that way.
So we haven't.
They never will.
Yeah.
They never will. You'll find out from third parties. There was one time I was with a girl that I work with, and obviously growing in this thing. Like even though I'm not consistent, I still made so much of an impact with people. A lot of man know me, and I'm finding little things that are a bit annoying. Like I can't talk the way I used to talk. I remember a couple of a while ago, I had an argument on Twitter because I was defending another podcast, and some girl, she was getting smart. I said, "Yeah, look, I got real hood on her." Yeah, goes, keep getting. No, I didn't tweet her. I tweeted. Right. I still tweeted. Yeah, this girl keeps getting smart. I'm gonna blow her dad's head off. Right? Well, obviously, people were seeing the argument, because it was me. It was trending. Manager rang me going mad. People pull up to the gap. People are ringing me. Don't go, what you doing? Like, you can't talk like this anymore, blah, blah. That's the other side of it, of being gay or whatever. But some people just want to poke at you. Do you know what I mean?
For sure.
Try and poke at anything that you try to do. So that's the difficulty I find in that as well. But one thing I love, I screenshot this one. I wanted to say to you guys, right? I want to get a little bit of meaning behind this. Yeah. I love this when I look at this last night. It was like, as horrible as it may go, as it is to go through tough times, they always have a lesson to teach and strength to give us. I love that. I absolutely love that. The reason why is I find in all my difficulties, I always come out stronger and better. Like you said, you had an ACL injury, so my whole world was shattered. All I know is football, boys. Like I was good in school, but it was up until third year when I got my first girlfriend, my daughter's mother. We were in the same class, so it was on her lip.
Yeah,
sitting like used to, born at the hip, joining at the hip of her. Like the boys be having banter up there, I'm at home having marital issues at the back. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I wasn't really focused on skill. My focus was on football. But I felt like, when I went to America and I got injured, it was the worst period of my life. But I came out stronger. Do you get me? And I always rise through struggles and pain. So what's the meaning behind that for you guys? That like
it's just the philosophy we have on life. Do you know? It's at the end of the day, life is yours to interpret. You can choose what perspective you want to look at it from, and you can choose the negativity lens and the one that says this is shit and everything's gonna be shit, or the one that says this is shit now, but on the other side of that shit is a version of me that's stronger for having gone through it. Do you know? And that's what we try to live ourselves first and foremost, because I think it'd be wrong of us to preach that message, but if we weren't actually living it in our own lives, it wouldn't feel authentic. It wouldn't be congruent. So it's for us a conscious choice, and no matter what we're going through, we know on the other side of that we're going to be stronger, better for it. It's hard to see what the lesson is when you're in it. It's hard to even imagine getting out the other side, but from previous experience, from all the other shit you've been through before that, there was times in the past when I was in the middle of it and I didn't know if I could get out the other side, but I just found an extra gear to get myself through it, and now I'm kind of glad I went through it, even though it was horrible and shit, and I had all this depression or whatever else I was going through. I know what it's like to be on the other side of that. And not only that, now I can use that to help the next person get through, so they have a little bit of a smoother run than I did. So for us, it's just kind of a philosophy we try to embody, and we like to put it on posts to share with people, but we hope our actions kind of spread the message as much as the words on Instagram.
Yeah, 100%. And you said yourself you had an ACL injury, yeah?
Yeah.
So I want to touch on football a little bit. So you man play on the same team obviously as well, yeah?
Up to about 14.
Yeah.
14. Who did you play for?
So growing up, it started with Ashwood, just a local team. Then
I know Ashwood. I think I played against him before.
Oh, yeah.
It's Bonalkin, is it?
Yeah, Bonalkin. Then went to St. Francis, played for Francis for a few years. Then I went to Home Farm, and Lee went to Peamount.
I stayed at remember.
Stayed at 1 year. Yeah, stayed at Francis for next year. Then he went to Peamount. Then we both left, and I went to Crumlin. He just went local, went Knockmitten, and then after that we kind of said football's not gonna be the G.
You got injured while playing football, yeah?
It was actually I done cartilage on this knee. I tore cartilage on this knee when I was like 13, so I had surgery on that and whatever. And then I done my ACL on that knee when I was 18 or 19.
Yeah.
And at that point, I'd kind of given up on the football team already. But once that went, I was like, football
there's no
God is telling me I'm not going to be a footballer. So I'll try something else. But even like that, like I still have a ton. I never got the surgery or anything done about it. Like,
your ACL still gone?
Yeah, I still have an ACL.
You're bone on bone. That's what that is. That's how they explain it to me. I'm kind of not an expert, but I don't know the gig on it.
Yeah.
Fuck, why not?
I'm on a waiting list since like before COVID.
Yeah.
So like to see a specialist.
Oh, so 3 years ago. So COVID, yeah.
Yeah.
So like, how did you do it?
Playing Astro. playing last year with mates.
Oh,
Yeah, like a
Literally
nothing
Friday
sort of-
night, 5 or
Yeah,
6 aside.
and just changed. Like I was running this way, the ball went back up the other way, so I tried to turn off this leg, and my knee stuck on the floor. And
So obviously in the gym you do deadlifts, yeah?
yeah, I do. Like there's no pain in my knee. It's only those sharp turns of direction. So like if somebody tried to break into me gaff, I couldn't chase them down.
Gone. Have a play at yours.
He went that way.
He's gone left.
Nah, that's fucked, man.
Yeah. But again, like that, like at the start, it was like I put on loads of weight and all, and I was like, oh, my knee, I can't do that, and I can't train.
Yeah.
And that was just a story I was telling myself, like, you know, right, I can go on the treadmill, like, oh, I can pick up these light weights, and then over time you just build on it. So I was like, depends what story you tell yourself. You know, either I'm the victim and life is shit, or okay, here's a struggle. How do I show my strength and resilience and overcome it?
Yeah, that's where I'm at today.
Yeah, no.
I was before even season 1. I can look at. I came on there because obviously I have a lot of black friends that play ball, and you don't see a lot of black players in the League of Ireland. It's not improving now.
Yeah.
But I came onto this with a victim mentality, and I looked at myself because I'm my own biggest critic. You know what I mean? You can say people can say what they want, but I analyze myself and I try to do stuff at a high standard. Even my missus earlier, we were watching a film. It's that Secret. Dream. That film, and her husband died. She was walking with a fella. My missus turned around to me and goes, I wouldn't be able to work with you. And I goes, yeah, I know you wouldn't. Because things are at a high standard. I want things at a high standard. Even my own manager, like sometimes when things aren't done, like, I'm cooking them. Like, and I tell him straight up, I goes, I want you to be honest with me and to keep things at a high standard, and you keep, do you know what I mean? That's how I operate, you know what I mean? Like, so it's just like, fucking hell, man.
It's tough, isn't it?
No, it is.
Are you a perfectionist?
No, I wouldn't say perfectionist. But, no, I would say. But I leave room for mistakes, like, you know.
Yeah.
I do leave room for mistakes, but I'm just saying, like, I did come with a victim mentality for the boss. Like, I'm just like, instead of, like you said, like whining and moaning, walk towards getting better. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Like I said, with what I do now, you're inspiring a lot of people. You're motivating a lot of people. So you're preaching this, that, and that, but you're not acting on it yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So
even the message, when was that? December 2021, was it?
Yeah.
Like at the time, you wouldn't have had any clue that the little bits you might have been doing podcast-wise or whatever else was impacting a young fella in his bedroom watching that stuff. And similarly, when this goes out, we don't know who can see this. And maybe 2-3 years down the line, then someone says, "Oh, I've seen that podcast 2 years ago." You know, so
definitely. It's because especially like what I love about what I do, though. Yeah, I told you, the man. It's all about the clout stuff and. The numbers. I always use the numbers when people try to come at me.
Yeah.
Because say, for instance, what I talked about on the first episode, say, for instance, I critique an artist. Oh, well, your podcast is shy. Where's your head out better than you? GTG, you're better than you. No problem. Check my numbers.
Yeah.
The numbers of people watch me. Do you know what I mean? Like, no one can chat to me about that. But it's like, I seen a kid yesterday, I was in an Africa shop with my man, Luke, and one kid just see me, he was just like, that gasses me so much. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just people that just, they love what you're inspiring them. Do you know what I mean? Like, one girl came up to me, and I actually drew the message throwback as well. The whole message just sitting there, because my head was gone. I hadn't that. She's like, she wants to start a podcast because of me. Do you know what I mean? Like, so that thing is very fulfilling and very, very motivating. Do you know what I mean? So it's just like, there's no time to be a victim here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you guys watch Arnold Schwarzenegger's documentary?
I watched 2 of the 3 episodes.
Bro,
unbelievable.
Some of the stuff he was saying.
Unbelievable.
We saying stuff like, we have not got time to be sad. Now, some people don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
But if you're a visionary, someone with goals and all that, you actually don't. Would you guys agree with that, or do you give room for a bit of
I think
sadness and shit?
feel it because it's an emotion, but use it as fuel.
Yeah.
You know, it can either inspire you or it can be the death. Like, you can drown in it or you can build from it, you know, that way.
Yeah.
And it's easy to drown in it. A lot of people do, but I think if you really want to get somewhere in life and you are ambitious, you need to learn to channel that energy and turn it into something productive.
Yeah, there's a metaphor they use. It's like, uses the analogy of a seed when they're planting a seed, and it's like they throw soil obviously over it, so you can either look that it's getting buried or it's getting planted, and that's the way to look at those tough times. It's like, this either going to bury me and I'm just never getting out from under, or it's like nurturing me and I'm going to grow up even outside of this, you know, and be stronger.
That's class. Let me get into that fitness journey now, boys. I talked about mine. Like, obviously, a lot of people, you know, they get in, they'll do like, I seen your man's post as well. Know that the New Year, New Me people.
Yeah.
And then they're done by February, March.
Yeah,
There's no more. Gyms are packed in January. My journey was obviously getting pushed off the ball, and I didn't like it. So how did you guys said, right, this is what we're going to do with our lives? How was that journey? How did you start that?
I'll start, because it's been longer. Initially, it was a mixture of both. So similar to yourself, I got into it when I was young. So I was about 14 when I started lifting weights in the bedroom. Part of it was because I was playing football. I was at a decent level, and just naturally we weren't very athletic. I wouldn't say we were like okay, but I would have been pushed off the ball
Skinny
easily. You know, skinny fat like so. Wanted to get stronger for football, but also I'd say some insecurity body wise. Just looking at bodybuilders, you know, people with muscles, you know, that looks deadly. I'd love to look. It looks masculine. You know, that looks like what a man should look like, and that's not what I look like.
Andrew Tate
etc.
says.
Exactly. Yeah.
They don't like it.
It's true. It's
Hey.
true. Like, it was my story at least, anyways. You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was it. Got into it when I was about 13 or 14, and literally from then, I haven't stopped. And part of it is like you see the results and you get compliments from people, and it's nice. But part of me just doesn't feel like me if I'm not training, if I'm not in shape. There feels like something about that. It channels me to be disciplined in life. To go, even if it's not the gym related stuff, business related stuff, work related stuff, it just gives me a good solid foundation and ground, and that I can use then to build into other platforms and other things that I do. So for me, it does feel like almost a ritual at this stage that helps me show up as the best way I possibly can, that then spreads into all other aspects of life. But it started initially because of football and insecurities with my body, and transitioned into that over time. So it wasn't the healthiest reason per se to get into it, but I think it's turned into healthy outcomes off the back of it.
Yeah. And then can I just say, right, because sometimes people hear Adam's fitness story and they think it's fake because it sounds so like idealised. Like,
Yeah.
like seriously, like he joined the gym. No, he didn't join the gym. He started training when he was 14 with dumbbells we had at home.
In the bedroom.
And like you could probably count on two hands the amount of sessions he's missed in those 10 years. Like, and I've seen it because I've been sitting there eating a spice bag while he's had his chicken and rice. And like, I've been there. I've seen it all.
I'm not calling you fat now, but like, I know what that's like. Yeah, but I can see like you're more bigger. You're more trimmed. Yeah, you look like a proper gym guy. You're a work in progress. No, I can see it. Though. I can see that it was you that started this gym stuff. No, I believe him though.
No, for sure. And like, I think everyone should live with him for a week just to say that like this is possible.
I'm sick of it, man. Please.
There are humans like this out there.
Yeah.
My own fitness journey, it was very like similar to you. I kind of just and Adam as well. I thought I'd be a footballer.
Yeah.
Wasn't amazing at football, but like I loved it so much that I would have done whatever it took to be there.
Yeah.
And then it's like, as I got older, it's like similar to yourself. Like you kind of have to learn to accept that this dream isn't gonna come true, and find something else. And for a long time, I didn't know what that something else was. But I figured based off what people were telling me that was something got to do with education or go to college and get a career, blah blah blah.
Figure it out.
Yeah, figure it out from there. So fitness took a back step. Like once I stopped playing ball, like I was in the gym and out of the gym, and he'd do me a program and I'd do a week and I'd stop and stop start, and I like slowly over time I was putting on weight, but it was kind of I say like the past 2 years. I'd say like from 2021, like before COVID, up until like maybe just before last Christmas or the Christmas before, sorry. I put on a lot of weight. Like I was up nearly 100 kilos, and like we're short men, you know.
Yeah,
so like
7 on a good day.
Like, I remember I weighed myself the last time I was in the gym. I was around the 80s as well. I thought that was 100.
Yeah, like I think I was, the heaviest I seen was like 97ish.
And you comforty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
same.
everything, and
Same.
then like breakups and all that other stuff, and like
Break up eat.
Man.
God. Oh, listen. When I told you, man, I was off camera. The day I called for Kieran, man.
Yeah.
Oh, break up eating that's the one, bro.
yeah.
You will chomp die, bro.
There's just a hole in there that won't be
can't
filled.
get filled.
Yeah. But go on, continue, bro. Sorry.
So yeah, and then it was after it was kind of after the breakup, and Adam was living in London at this time, so like that was the first time we were really
Separated.
like we share a bedroom and everything.
Yeah,
still,
I'm
you
gonna
know,
get
so-
off that one. I'm gonna get that. As well, yeah.
So like he was over in London, I was in this breakup. The job I hated, I was working, I hated it. Didn't know what my future was. I was the fattest I ever was. Didn't have a board anymore, so I had to try and make myself more attractive and all that sort of stuff. And just insecure, you know, I was like, feel like shit, like this isn't the vision of my life that I had. And then like that, you kind of, I call it rock bottom not because like it was like this fucking, like nobody's ever been there before, but I think rock bottom's the point where it's like, I've gone as far down as I can go, the only way from here is up.
Up. Yes, thank you.
And then I was like, from here, something has to change. There was a lot of shit I had to change, but the easiest one seemed to be the weight, because that was just like, right, eat less, train more. Started implementing those little habits in, and then other things come in too. You know, you build on good habits, like build a foundation and sort of structure on. So the biggest thing for me was always consistency. But I think just being at that rock bottom was like, look, even if every day the only thing I do is show up to the gym for 10 minutes, it's better than doing nothing. And then obviously 10 minutes becomes 15, becomes 20, and then after a while you start to see the weight loss and it motivates you. And so between April 2022, I think it was, and December 2022, I lost 20 kilos. I was back down in the 70s, like, right, cool, this is me. And that's kind of where the interest in being a personal trainer came from. It was like, this was a kill journey. I'd love to help somebody else along the way.
No, it's very inspiring what you're saying. It's like I keep saying, it's even like, I'm even thinking it's motivating me to get back in the gym. Even me, no, for real, because even me, like I said, one of the boys, I said it on the last episode, I had an argument with one of the boys in the group chat, Arsenal group chat that we're in now. Obviously, I'm co-parenting and stuff, and I'm going through that, going through my own stuff, and then the man don't keep telling me, go to the gym. I'm like, boys, I'm not trying to hear gym right now. I just got told you're not going to see your child unless you bring me to court. And every time you go gym, but it's like, looking at it from not an angry perspective, it's like if you're going there, it just takes your mind off things, doesn't it? It's like a release. Like I said, I'm not really consistent recording, But when I come here, I see Dave and I see whoever's in here, Sim,
Yeah,
whoever.
change
It's
of
like,
environment,
change of environment. But it's like, I'm not here all the time. But where you can go there to the gym all the time. There's even gyms that are 24-hour gyms now. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it is a big thing that we should be pushing. And that message as well of like, and we're going to get into Man's book as well. That message of like, when you're at rock bottom and you're at the bottom as you can get, the only way is up. Do you know what I mean? I think that's such an important message. And I really hope that when people are watching this, are not just watching it, they're trying to get like, oh, Dongo's making us laugh. No, it's not just about laughing. Do you know what I mean? Because even I'm at a point where in my life even, I want to have conversation. I'm having conversation with David. That's like I told you about him. Shout out David. You got your little shout out there, kid. Yeah. You're famous now, bro. Yeah.
Stop asking me now.
Yeah. But it's like, I love the conversations that I'm having with him. It's always about, like, I'm buying that car. That car's going to cost me a whack a month. Do you know what I mean? Like, so he's like, well, I do deliveries. I earn extra this for it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm having good conversations.
Yeah.
It's good to have people like this that are having these conversations that are uplifting people. Because like I said to you already, boys, the world is sad, boys. Every second person is sad.
It drains the energy as well.
It
Listening
does.
to it.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a bit fuck off. You know, like, fucking. You know what I mean? Like, fucking get some.
Oh, fucking moan over
yeah,
this.
moan over. Fuck off. I'm not hating the last 2 weeks. What are you doing about it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like the only way is up, and stuff like GM does help. Do you know what I mean, boys? And that's 100%. It's something that I've been saying it for a while now, but 100%. Get paid on the 28 because I'm gonna wash our boys. Yeah, going back to the gym. That car that cost me $2,000 already. But,
A few Krispy Kreme, make them last till the end of the month.
100%. But yeah, see, with, like I said to you, I actually saw already earlier on, with and I'm gonna go back to it, like with training. How often do you train, and what is your meals at like during the week? Do you have like a cheat meal on the weekend? Because I always feel like if you train 5 days, weekend you should be able to cheat. Am I right?
Roughly enough. It kind of depends on what your goal is per se. Personally, like, I'll give you my kind of training split and all the good stuff.
His one is
it's not too major now, but it's varied over the years depending on whether it's playing ball or not, you know, that way. But minimum will be 3 a week. At the moment, I'm not playing ball, so it'll be 5 gym sessions a week. I'll play 5 aside or 6 aside on a Friday. So 5 gyms, 1 football. Exercise outside, I'll just be like going for walks, you know, keeping the steps high. And then in terms of meals, I think it's called flexible dieting, or if it fits your macros. So I know how many calories I want to take in, how much protein I want to take in. MyFitnessPal, so I use that to track the calories. Yeah. But that's just what works best for me, because I love numbers. I love being like really on top of things, you know. Some people don't really float that way. They're more like, I'd rather just have a bit of an idea. I don't want to be so strict in terms of weighing out all my meals and being on top of every calorie I eat. In terms of cheats, I'd probably have a cheat meal a week, something like that. But personally, I just don't get cravings for it. I don't feel the urge to eat it, you know, and I'm able to have what I want during the week, fitting it into the macros, that I'm not at the end of the week like, Jesus, give me a spice bag or get me a few points or something, you know. So that's how it works best for me. But I've had clients who do it in so many different ways, so it's a bit of a shit answer because it doesn't really help. But the only answer we ever give is it's not about what works, it's what works for you. Yeah. And sometimes you have to try a few different things and fuck up a few times before you're like, yeah, that's the approach that works best for me.
Yeah, ever see people talk about yin and yang, and they're like, it's the balance. Like, that's why we work, because
so well together.
My answer is not the same as his answer. Because like, I fucking hate the gym. Like, I don't like training. I was doing deadlifts this morning. I was like, this is fucking horrible.
Yeah.
I just do it because I know I benefit from doing it.
Yeah.
You know that way. So like, my training is like 3 times a week, 4 times max. Like, I think I'd go into depression if I had to do more than that. I don't want to do them. Yeah. So, and then I started doing boxing when I was doing on the weight loss journey as well. So I do like one.
Oh, I see you on this. So that's you on Instagram doing the boxing. Yeah, I see that. Yeah. I used to do that for cardio as well. I'll end with that. I'll do boxing and I'll start running then. Yeah,
exactly.
I think that's daily for weight loss.
100%. Anyway, and like it just breaks up, like, because the weight training gets boring after a while for me anyway. So like something different to do, like 2 days a week, whatever, 3 days a week. And then food wise, I wouldn't be as strict as him. Like, when I was on that weight loss journey, like I was dialed in. I was like David Goggins every morning. Yeah. It's like, read the David Goggins book and go on a run and all that stuff, you know. Like,
he's an amazing fella. For that motivation, he'll tell you.
Yeah. And like, it got me from point A to point B, but like I'm over that bridge now, where it's like I'm not that insecure about how I look at the moment. So training and diet isn't as important to me as it used to be. Until I get fat again, and then I'll go back to it.
Without the Goggins book.
Just to pivot a little bit, right? Just to pivot a little bit. Yeah. Do you ever get sick of being around each other?
No. Well, we love our own space. Yeah. Like, we're both, like, even in Puerto Rico, we went away together in June. Yeah. That was the last minute. His girlfriend was meant to go, but she changed jobs and couldn't get time off work, so I jumped on. So like, we'll spend most of the day together, but like, he might go to the pool and I'll go to the bed. Like, we always want some sort of separation at some point.
Yeah, it's almost natural. We kind of feel like when we're like, all right, we need our own space.
And that's how the book idea happened. Was over in Puerto Rico, and like, we had a conversation at the pool, and then I was like, I don't even like sitting in the sun. So this is getting fucking.
I've never met a man who hates the sun more than this fella.
You get bored, yeah?
I just got red and then white again. Yeah, that's no point. I've played
Like a
this game too many times.
No, because why I asked is like, because obviously when you were separated for a bit, you went to London, yeah?
Yes.
So what was that like? Like, what was that like for? No, what was that like for you actually?
Yeah.
Like, obviously your brother being away.
Man, like.
Obviously, you're always with each other.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just do everything together. What was that like for
So,
you?
like, from the relationship perspective, obviously, I was delighted for him because he was going over to pursue this thing that he wanted to do and he wanted to try new things, live abroad, all that sort of stuff. But, like, selfishly, I was like, for fuck's sake, like, don't leave me here, man.
Yeah.
It's like, because, like I said, we shared a bedroom. We weren't working together at the time, but, like, I'd see him every morning, see him every evening. We'd have dinner together most nights. We'd have conversations at night time
in the bedroom.
So, I was like, yeah, such a large part of my life just got taken away from me. And then there's just that big gap. And then how do you try to fill it? Oh, you fill it with, I don't know, fucking shy food and other stuff, just distractions to try and not think about it. And I think something else you talked about on your podcast before, I don't want to sidetrack too much,
No,
was
go
like
ahead,
the idea of like male friendships and like intimate, not intimate in that sense, but like having somebody that's a male that relates to male problems that you can open up to.
Yeah.
And a lot of men don't have that. And we have that with each other.
Yeah.
But for that to be gone, I like to try and have that through text was just so different and difficult.
No, I love this dynamic because like this is how brothers should be. I touched on it earlier. Like me and my brothers, like I actually man, tell you love each other? I know there's love there. I know that like even in tough situations where like I had like, you know, there was a bit of family beef.
Yeah.
It's like obviously they helped me with the kids for us. For me and my missus to work. My son has to be dropped off to be Maz and they help. My mom works as well. But there was a bit of friction there for a while. Just I think it was a misunderstanding. We never still over when me and my family. Like I'll ask you this question. Right? So see, we used to have an argument, right? What's an argument we used to? What would start an argument we used to?
We have never had an argument that I
Fuck
can remember.
off.
I swear.
I say the most would be
He's never physically had a fight, nothing.
I'm sure when we were
four or something.
four,
No,
five,
four.
maybe,
That's
but
a baby.
like,
Because it goes down in my house. There's fists being thrown.
Yeah,
it
still,
goes
yeah.
down, yeah.
No.
I'd say
And I think even me, and it's not. They'll probably look at me. Oh, look at this weirdo. No, it's not being a weirdo. It's like this is how brothers should be. Yeah, have a bicker and argument, but it shouldn't get like. And it's not just my family. It's brothers that.
I've seen it.
You man never argue.
No, but I think the reason why it never gets to that stage is because both of us genuinely trust and believe that
I need to change my
we have
quick fire question for you. I need to change. I have a question.
that's all good. We genuinely believe we have each other's best interests.
Yeah.
And whatever we do, whatever we say, if I was to say something that was critical to him, I might piss him off, but he knows I'm saying it because I'm not trying to put him down. I'm not trying to do anything other than help him level up. And similarly for me to him, if he says something to me, I might be like, oh, fuck you. Do you know that way? But I know he's saying it with a good intention and it's coming from a good place. So I think that's what kind of keeps it from simmering over at any point, is knowing it comes from
That's
a
a
place of
smashing
love.
point because with me, I don't mind my family being one of my biggest critics because they do have your best interest at heart. Some people are just doing that to put you down. Do you know what I mean? Even me, some podcasts, I remember I said the N word. I called Congo Boy an N. Right now at home, I'll tell you this for free. We call each other that. All of us. If you do something right, you N. Right? You call each other that. You're trying to really pull someone down because you do so. You do something stupid. You're bleeding. You know what I mean? So. Do you know what I mean? Like you're not fucking like there was someone like one time, bro. Someone's drinking the drink, bro. The drink is finished. I'm still trying to drink it, bro. Brooklyn. Do you know that big guy on Twitter? That big, huge guy that's always dancing and doing mad stuff. Someone goes on Twitter, goes, John, sometimes I hear racism. Sometimes I hear racism. I'm probably got a bit of stick now with saying it for the white guys, but it's like it's. But nah, it's like, I remember my younger brother now, Jess, 18, is like, don't go, goody, the podcast is good now, but that end was a bit, you know what I mean? Like, when I'm talking about something personal that happened with my missus in a previous relationship. Still goes, yeah, goody, I know you're trying to do the honest thing and all, you're trying to be real, trying to be raw, but that's not your story to tell, do you know what I mean? Like, when she was right, you get me? So, I don't mind pointers coming from family. Like you said, you man are that close where it's like, it's not coming from a bad place, you get me? But that's very interesting that you man don't argue. That's especially how close you are and you're with each other every day as well. That's madness, boys.
We hear it all the time. People
especially
always
like
say
you're a Liverpool fan, you're a United fan.
Yeah.
Well, what's that like then when it's on the telly?
When we were younger,
The 7-0. Were you getting into them?
See, I'm not really. I wouldn't rub it in. Like I'm not one.
You sure?
I wouldn't.
See these United fans, bro.
I had a fan. He wasn't. My dad's a United fan as well. So my dad be more like wind up kind of type.
Yeah.
Whereas me and Adam are kind of chilling.
Yeah, we were never like that as football fan because football's it swings and roundabouts. There's always like you're on top and then a season later, 2 seasons later, it's you getting the slack. So we'd rather just not engage with it at all. You know.
What was London saying though? What did you go over there for?
So I went over, I was working with a company,
Yeah.
doing coaching, and they basically asked me if I wanted to step up, get a higher role in the company, a higher position. But one of the terms of it was relocating and moving over there.
Yeah.
And I was at a stage, I think I was 21 or 22 at the time. I think I was 22. And I was kind of getting to a stage where, personally, for me, I'd always lived at home, always lived in my man and dad's house. And there was a little kind of itch inside me to say, do you know what? I've never actually push myself outside the comfort zone of having my bedroom, having me washing done, having food there. Do you know, I wanted to go and almost prove to myself that I could be self-sufficient. I could go away, fuck off to London for a year, not have to ring home asking for money, not have to ask someone to save me, go figure shit out. And I just felt like an urge to go and something compelling me to go and do it. So I went over, things went really well. I enjoyed it over there. The company finished up working, so that's why I'm back in Dublin at the moment. But I was happy to be there and happy when it ended because I felt like I'd kind of proven that to myself that, you know what, I'm good to go.
And you didn't feel like you came back like your mission wasn't completed over there. You felt like you're done.
No, I did feel like I fulfilled what I wanted over there. I didn't feel like coming back to Dublin was the end of the road. Like, I don't think Dublin's where I want to be long term, or like I've got big goals and dreams and stuff I want to do. But I felt like that chapter, I was happy to close that and move on to the next one.
It was like me when I came back from America. Like I said, I tore my ACL. I played one game, 15 minutes, one goal, and I came back. I felt I came back a failure because I went there for a mission. You know what I mean? So I felt like I let my ma down because my ma, she's invested in me. Like, you know, obviously they tell you a scholarship and all, but wasn't like a scholarship in America, full ride. Yeah, where they pay for everything. But I wasn't. I got a full ride offer in New York, but there was just something with me leaving cert. I think because my maths is I always say foundation maths struggle. Yeah. So I did like a D or something in foundation maths. I know, thick. I know, but I know you're saying I had thick. But no, it's like that stopped me from getting the full. But obviously I went over there and I just felt like it was down. You know what I mean? So I felt, but obviously look, I've had to pick. Like I said, rock bottom, pick myself back up. You know. Yeah. So that's the aim. That's the goal. Let's get into the book now, boys. Right. One thing I love about you, man, said, and I'll let you always promote it and stuff like that. You said you don't want to just be about a fitness book. So touch on that as well. Like, so how did that idea of a book come about? Because obviously you might only starting. So why a book? Why now?
The book journey, where did it begin?
Yeah.
There's two reasons why we wrote a book. The first one is because we read a lot. Yeah. Like, we're big readers and we get a lot of value from the books that we read, and we've like throughout our own journey of like trying to deal with life's highs and lows and all that sort of stuff, we've gotten a lot of value from books that have helped us make sense of things.
Yeah.
And the second reason is just because, and this is something that I think applies to most people, is like, if you have an idea to do something, you can either just do it, or you can think of all the reasons why it won't work and talk yourself out of it. And for the longest time, I've been the kind of person who'd like have a great idea and then think of all the reasons why it wouldn't work and then use that as like a justification for not doing it. I was like, you know what? I have this idea for a book. We could write a great book together. I don't know how we're going to publish it, where it's going to be available, how much money, blah, blah, blah. We're just going to fucking write it and we'll figure it out as we go along. So it was like a little personal
project.
Challenge for us. So like, can we actually write a book and get it published and sell it online? And like, even if no one buys it, the fact that came into creation, that's a success for us.
2 copies, me nanny and me ma, but it's a success.
What can we expect from the book though? Obviously, we said it's not just about a fitness book. So what are we expecting from this book?
We call the 5 rules for personal greatness as the subtitle. So it's better than before 5 rules for personal greatness. And we kind of went back and forth on the title. Will we call it this or that or whatever else? But we called it better than before because that's ultimately what we think life should be in a nutshell.
Yes.
There's no full stop. There's no, well, apart from when you croak and you're done. But beyond that, depending on what your beliefs are after life. But as long as you're living, as long as you're breathing, you're never the finished article. There's always more. There's always better. There's always a next step. So we didn't want that complacency to sink in. We also didn't want people to feel like, just because life is the way it is now is the way it's always going to be. And I'm 24 now, so next get a mortgage, get a house, settle down, have kids. Like, that is a path you can go down, but it doesn't have to be the path you go down. You can choose this. And then we said 5 rules for personal greatness because we thought personal greatness was we wanted to be something that, like, look, there's no one set measure of what's success and what's failure. It's personal. It's subjective for everyone. What's potential for me in life is different to potential for Lee in life, potential for Dongo in life. It's all individual. So we want everyone to have a way of saying, you know what, I don't have to compare myself to Adam or to Lee or to somebody else. Like, I'm comparing myself every day with the best version of myself I could possibly be, and what's the steps or the roadmap I need to help build myself up to that day in, day out. So we wanted the book to be kind of a little Bible kind of framework of that. It's like, look, we're not here to tell you this is read this book, go do everything in this book and you're going to be happy and live a successul life with billions in the bank and supermodel wives and all this. It's like, no, I'd read that book now. If anyone has that book, send it me way. But by reading the book, it will give you a framework to see no matter what you're dealing with in life, no matter what situation you're in, and no matter what you want to achieve, there's a framework that can help you get there. But it all starts with you, and that's the big message we've tried to get across within the book is personal responsibility. Saying, look, the book is great, but if it just sits on your shelf gathering dust, it's not going to do anything for you. You need to read it, but then go and apply and take action. And we try to also like communicate that it's going to be hard, no matter what path you go down in life. Even if you think you're taking the easy route and doing what everyone else does, there's still a lot of shite that comes with that you have to deal with. So there's no easy path. They're all a pain in the arse at the best of times. So it's choosing which one would you rather go down. Which one do you want your life to be remembered for? Which way do you want to go and wake up every morning with whatever you want to deal with and go through to achieve what you want in life? And that's what we wanted to get across in the book, was a message that communicates that, and something that people can come back to time and time again whenever they do feel like, you know what, this is hard, I don't think I can do it, maybe I'll give up, maybe I'll quit, etc. So now there's always at least 2 twins in their back pocket that have their back and are saying, nah, keep going.
That's sick, man. I actually can't wait for that book. 5 Steps to Greatness is called, is it?
5 rules for
5
personal
rules for
greatness.
greatness. Where are we going to find this? Is it Amazon or?
Amazon be the main place.
Yeah, all across Amazon.
When's it drop?
Still figuring that one out. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks.
When would this be?
This, I'll tell you after, because I'm I'm behind.
By the time this goes out, it probably will be available. So
end of August at the latest. Yeah.
That's sick, boys. I look forward to it. And I'm going to have a copy, yeah?
Of course.
Sign it.
Sign it. Do sign it.
I'll stick a picture as well so you'll know which twin sign it.
Let's have some fun, boys, right? So I was writing my notes. I said, you know what? I've always wondered this about twins, right?
This can go lots of ways.
Questions. It's going to go a bit mad. But I've always wondered this, especially more for twin girls, right? It's like, see when you have a girl, yeah?
Yeah.
You look exactly like him.
Yeah.
So would your girl find him attractive too?
I actually wonder this. She says no, but she could just be bullshitting me now.
No, but not just about your girl. It's that a thing though. It's like with twins, like obviously if you find.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, 100%.
100% say so.
Yeah. I can't see what it wouldn't.
Yeah.
Has it ever been like where a girl? Obviously you're in a relationship. How long are you with your girl?
7 years. 7 years. 8 years.
You do get
I
less
was in a 10-year yoke myself. I know what that's like. It's like, has there ever been a situation where, probably not now, probably younger, where a girl like both yous, and does our personality what kind of tells apart of?
Probably probably more so. Yeah, probably more so. But
like, for like up until like maybe 6 months ago, I was just fat.
So the fat twin or the skinny twin?
Probably weren't attracted to this. You know what I'm saying?
That's class.
Do you want the muscular twin or the fat twin?
Yeah. So you're the gallus then, yeah? You're the gallus. Obviously you don't get the girls you're in a relationship, but the girls swing more towards you then, isn't it?
And then I'll just pass them down.
Just a little assist. So, okay,
exactly.
See the way. Okay, I'm gonna ask this. This is my dongle question. Everything's the same with you, man, yeah? Huh? It's Nick talk.
Yeah.
So everything is the same, yeah?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
As far as we
I was
understand.
gonna ask, like, so would you would your man Dick be the same size then as well?
They're both tiny. It's like they chopped one in half and stuff.
Oh, I'm sweating. Oh, shit. Oh, I was writing it down. I was like, you know what? I wrote it down as, I was trying to think of a polite way. I said schlong. It's the same schlong size. I said, no, I'm just saying, oh, fuck.
I don't think anyone's asked before. We've never been with the same board, so
yeah.
I don't think anyone ever will. Oh, stop, please. We're both small.
I think the average is like 6 inches, so we got 3 each.
That's gas. See, use our mentality, and I love how you broke down the book. And there's gonna be people that actually listen to the motivational side of my podcast. They're gonna enjoy this. Yeah, how much does your parents have to play in you guys' mentality? Like, are they like? Because sometimes I find like not every Irish people are like this. Parents, I just find Irish people I call it like, what do I always call Irish people, like they just live life for the weekend.
Yeah.
I was working a bookie, so I see them.
Yeah.
Monday to Friday pub, Saturday pub, curry Sunday, recycles.
Yeah.
Why are your parents like? Because I feel like sometimes I get my everything. I say this all the time. Everything you see of me, my aggression, my humor, my love, my care, everything you get from me is my mom. I am my mom's child, bro. You know what I mean? So is that like you? Is you just get these from your parents, or is it just you just develop your own mentality?
I think for me personally, and I think Adam's different.
Yeah,
I'm very similar to my ma.
Yeah,
which is why we have a very close relationship, but we also clash a lot.
Me and my ma, they're not. But I feel like since I got older, and even since the second kid, like my ma, she respects me more. You get me? We don't argue as much. Like say more time my ma, she wants me to financially support her, where I'm like, bro, see if this goes where my head thinks it's gonna go. My ma will not. I'm trying to get my ma. I wish she could watch sometimes. She knows what I do, like, you know what I mean? But she's like, she don't understand like what this can actually bring. Because African parents, they need to see results. Sandy Fitness, you man know Sandy Fitness. He said to me before, I was like, his ma didn't really believe in the fitness thing until one day he brought home a bag of money. It He's like, that is what I'm doing. Then, oh my son. You know what I mean? He continued doing what he was doing. So if I'm able, like, I want to give my man a world, but it's like at the minute, 2 kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mrs. cost of living, she's 11, 18 and on, and fucking always panicking paying that, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I can't, you know, I haven't got right now, you know? But it's like, so yeah, I'll be like my mom, we classed her, but she's more understanding now, do you get me? She's way more understanding now, so. I'll get that clashing with your mom, because same personality type of vibe. But go on, sorry.
And then, like, our lives are very different from our parents' lives. Like, our parents aren't into the gym or fitness or exercise, but they've never... Like, they've always pushed us in the direction of doing good things, and they've never forced us to. Like, even in college, like, I've had friends who's like, their parents basically decided what college course they would do or what career they'd go down. He's never pushed us anyway.
As long as we were doing something.
It was like, do something that you care about and that makes money and isn't illegal, and we'll support you in that. And they stuck to it. Like, they supported, like, your ma would bleed like the first to share a Facebook post or tell people, oh, they have a book coming out and all that sort of stuff. And then our dad shows love in different ways. Just, masculine, feminine sort of thing. He's not as affectionate in like that sense, but like, again, he'd do anything for us. If you need money, you need a lift here or there, whatever, he'd do anything for us. We were not really like either of them.
I mean, no, it's... no, I'm probably not, to be honest. But I hear, like, I repeat what Lee said, especially with me dad. Because I think growing up with me dad, seeing, like, he's to me the example of just hard work. Seeing what he does, because he's a toiler, he's self-employed. He's been self-employed since we were born.
We were 18 when they had us.
So he was 19
when I had my first child as well.
So he was 19, twin young fellas, you know, like I can only imagine as a man who's 24 now with no kids what the stress and struggle of that could have been like, and he would have dragged us to work with him during the summers of school, and just seeing the graft that goes into that. When you're a kid, it just goes unnoticed, unappreciated, you know, because you're a kid. But as you get older, seeing that and seeing that perspective of what he was willing to sacrifice to give us football jerseys, to let us play football, it's only as you get older, I think you're able to respect that. So when Lee says, you know, we showed his love in different ways, it was kind of ways we didn't see. Because as a kid, your dad, well, for your family, your dad was the one who's like, wait till your dad gets home from work, I'm going to fucking tell him. You know, he was the big bad wolf sort of job. But it's only when you get old, you realise, like, nah, he kind of sacrificed his life to give me a life in that sense. He's done a job that he probably didn't really enjoy, worked shit hours, gave up so much freedoms and stuff to give us what we want. And when I was moving to London, I remember you saying to me, look, I know I don't say I love you as much or anything like that, but I do. And if you're ever having any struggles, any issues, like, I'll be on the first plane over. And I trust him. I believe that in him, do you know, that way. So I think that the relationship we have with our parents, for me personally, I wouldn't say I'm like really tight and close with them, probably closer to Lee from a relationship perspective than I would be with them, but I know they both love us and have our backs 100%.
You said there, you don't really see, he doesn't get on but from any parent, but listen to, speaking about your dad, I think you might get a work ethic from him.
Yeah.
Because what you guys do, this gym stuff, promoting and all that, and having clients, we haven't touched on that yet either.
Yeah.
Nah, man, that's, you get it. It comes from, because like we talked top of the show, you need to see it first. Do you get me?
Yeah.
This is how you operate if you want this, that, and that. You know what I mean? Like, so, no, it's definitely, you get it from your parent. And at that point about, like, you know, I understand my dad, obviously growing in a strict African household. Like,
Yeah.
I remember before, one of the criticisms I had of my dad, he wouldn't let me sleep next door, my friend JJ's house. I get that now. He wouldn't let me go. When people go and kill a man at disco, no, I couldn't go discos.
Yeah.
None of that. And I don't understand. I remember my daughter came to me there last year, wanted to go disco. Now, obviously, she's a girl. She's crying, not understanding why I'm not letting her.
Yes.
You know how young boys are developed more these days. I'm on the Lewis here in 12-year-olds and I'm talking about riding and all. 12. Didn't have PO till I was 16. Do you know what I mean? These are riding. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm having no little young fella trying to touch up my daughter. And dad, they took it. Because me, I don't give a shit. They can arrest me. Anyone that touch my little girl, I'm going to punch up a kid.
Yeah.
What? Fuck a kid up. My daughter, are you crazy? Do you get me? But she doesn't understand that. But look, it goes full circle.
Yeah.
When she grows, she'll understand me. Even she rang me earlier. She asked me if she wanted to go to Vivo. Now it's a pub down the road.
Right.
You know where the Vivo? Kilnarden.
Yep.
She's down in Brookfield. I'm like, you're 11 years of age. You're not walking up that road. But she's now slowly understanding. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, now, finding parenting, like you said, you don't understand until you're one or you get a bit older. Do you get me? Like, so, now, definitely for me, definitely you guys, you get your work ethic from your father. He's telling me about, like, his self-employed. He had you guys at 19.
Yeah.
Sacrificing what you sacrifice. And like you said, you guys have to sacrifice a lot as well for what you guys do, you know? So, no, that's brilliant, boys. And I'm happy with this podcast, lads. And I feel like for those you guys are watching, really take in what the boys are saying and follow the boys on that journey. And just before we wrap up the section of that, I want you guys to obviously promote your man's page and the book and all that, and whatever you guys need to promote, and then let's have a bit of fun before we dip.
So yeah, like we're most active on Instagram. It's at Molloytwins Fitness.
Yeah.
We post pretty much every day. We post reels. To be honest, like, it started off as a fitness page because that's obviously what we both do, but like, fitness content is kind of, it's a bit rinsed. Like it's
Samey, yeah.
Touch on that. Yeah, touch on that.
Yeah, like
Because you're not saying that it is, but I feel sometimes it is saturated. Right? There is good ones. There's Sam Shortall. I feel he's good.
yeah.
Ben's good. And I like how he markets himself as a young man. Do you get me?
Yeah.
100%.
Sandy Fitness is there, but I feel I do watch some people like, you're talking shite, mate. Shut up. Mukhtar's good before he breaks my head. Yeah, he's good. But yeah, it is a bit like some of them are just like, what are you talking about, mate?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of how do you say it? Not like insecurity in the industry in general. Like, and I think every personal trainer is aware of like sometimes they post shit that's bullshit, but they just post it because they feel like you have to post something. Like you have to get your topless pick in, you have to get your reel a day, you have to get your free ebook that's coming out to help lose weight. Like you just have to do it to be in the industry. Do you know what I'm saying? And like because it's coming from experience, because I only qualified in March as a personal trainer. Yeah. And then straight away you feel this pressure. Like I don't have a six pack. Like I don't have a weight loss guide that I can give to somebody, or I don't have people texting me for PTs and whatever. Yeah. And so it kind of becomes this like, how do you say it? Like a race to the bottom where it's like they're all trying to give away as much free shit as possible to get some clout or get some attention. And then like with this page, like, wait, let's take a step back here, because like I can write a program and he can write a program and Jim down the road who qualified 2 years ago can write a program, and they'll all look pretty much the same and get the same results. So what do people actually want to see? Well, they want to see personality, they want to see authenticity, they want to see somebody that they can look at and be like, oh, I actually see myself in this person. Yeah, really. Or this person understands my problems and can help me fix them. And so with this page, you're like, let's be less on the do 12 push-ups and have 6 chicken fillets a week, and let's be more on the, you know, like, but let's be more on the, you know, train for the mental health benefits and, you know, like to strive for progression and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Like, be more personality.
I think a lot of the fitness content.
6 chicken fillets.
A lot of the fitness content, I think, is based on what you do in the gym. Whereas we want what we speak about to be using the gym to benefit everything outside of the gym, you know, that way. You don't want to just stop when you finish up your 45-minute gym session and leave and think, I'm not bothering with that again until next week. You want this to be setting a platform for everything else you go and do.
Grand, lovely boys, appreciate that. And obviously the book is coming out soon. By the time this drops, it'll probably be out.
If you follow us on Instagram, you'll be
follow the boys on that page as well. I'm not gonna say put the link in the description because I never do. I never do. Well, until I get my own edit, I will. I will. So I said, John, because I have twins on, I said, let me get some quick fire questions now. But the fact that you, man, you don't even argue.
Yeah, we probably don't have enough like juice for
it's not juice
it's all right. So I'll go with this one first. Who's the laziest out of the two of you?
Oh, it's me.
Straight up,
yeah, 100%. Yeah. Like he's out at 7 o'clock every morning. That alarm goes off. He's up. I'm like, turn that off. Like skipping the gym sessions.
That's fucking snooze button is dangerous, boys. Yeah. I have to go about 6 to go to work. I have to drop him to me man's and then go to work.
Yeah.
Hit that snooze button one day.
Game over.
That's when I'm clocking in. I drop him. I'm sick.
Yeah.
I'm sick. Right, let's go. Why'd you go back to the top? Who's the more annoying out of the two of you?
Ooh, I feel like it'd be me.
I don't know. I feel like I could be annoying just by hell.
He's very OCD in some ways.
OCD, I am with shit.
He's very particular. Yeah. Like certain shit just has to be in order.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like I know him that well that like I know how to walk around it. You know what I'm saying? But like I'm more annoying in the sense of like I'd be more likely to make plans and then like forget about them, or like change things last minute, or say I'll have this done and then I actually don't have it done. Yeah, I don't know.
No, that's one thing I'm trying to kill. Procrastination as well.
Yeah.
Procrastinate like a motherfucker. That's what I'm trying to kill that as well. It's kind of the same. Who moans the most? Who's the moany out of the two of you? Because that's why I was like, you don't even argue, but like, there is like we moan as men. Like, who's the moanies out of the two of you? Who has a good moan? Oh, I'm having a shit day. Oh, this is crap. Oh, blah, blah, blah.
Again, I feel like it'd be me, man.
I'm trying to think.
Because he's very stoic. Like, he's just, it is what it is. Fuck it, I'll figure it out. Whereas I'm like, for fuck's sake, see, I won. And text me now to cancel this. And
this last one's going to make me laugh. But who's the clean, like the dirtiest? Like, who would be like, who's the clean freak? Who would like that just chucks things around? Or?
You'd be more clean.
Would I? Yeah. A little bit.
Yeah. Right, here's this one, right? You made me laugh earlier. It was the ladies' man or the man's man.
No, we actually funny, not a funny story, but like we get a lot of men showing interest in the Molloytwins page, yeah. And it's only when it's his topless pictures.
Yes, sir.
So I think that might.
It's always the way, isn't it?
So you're the man's man, but who's the man's? So the ladies swing more his way. We talked about earlier. We said, oh, no, I'm just.
You know what? That, but because he's out of the game, I feel like I just win by default.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
love that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do the meme section because the meme section I have for you is shy. So it's crap. Don't worry about it. One question only. You said you had questions for me. Far away, boys.
I'll start. So I was thinking, because obviously we all have few things in common. One big one's football.
These one watch, by the way. That's why
We
they know the
watch.
one question, only
We
question.
watch. And for me personally, the realisation that football wasn't going to work out was a tough one to take, and figuring out what life after football looks like is a killer. And I know for Lee it was probably similar. So just wondering for yourself, how long did it take for you before you felt kind of at peace with the fact that football wasn't my path and it has to be something else?
Oh, because what happened was, obviously got injured, came back. I was at rock bottom, as we spoke about earlier, and it's just like, I always say it, I don't think these men actually deep what they're doing for me. Sacred Heart, I started coaching them. I met these boys when they were, I think they were 14 or 15. I met them. It was my little brother's team.
Right.
He came to me, he was like, like they were losing 10-0.
Yeah, against
weird
Manchester,
scores.
yeah.
Good players, but they just didn't respect the coach.
Yeah.
The coach had his son
Yeah, it was
playing
chaos.
as well. Yeah. You know how young fellas are at that age.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Like, but I was like, oh, whatever. Like, then he came to me, we have training. Like, I was like, I actually had to do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Went training and I just found another pub. I was still in football. It gave me a lot. So my goal was to be obviously a coach. Obviously, I left them at 18. They obviously start drinking, getting jobs, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was like, what am I going to do? Do you know what I mean? Like, I just didn't know what I was going to do. And then COVID came. Do you know what I mean? COVID came, and I've always been like, you know, a good talker. People come to me for like, because I just give good advice. You know what I mean? I'm a talker. You know what I mean? Like, I waffle on, but it's like, it's good advice I give, and it's just like, it was then I was like, yeah, football wasn't for me anymore, and this is what I'm pursuing. It's even now, I can go get a coaching role or whatever. I was like, nah, this is what I want to do. You know what I mean? So it was COVID really when this started kind of popping off. I was like, right, this is what I'm fully into now. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was talking about it the other day on a more spiritual kind of thing. It's like sometimes God gives you a different calling. And I feel like that wasn't for me. He wants me to do this because, like I said, there's young children, like kids 15 to fucking 20, that are looking up to me and telling me, like, you've made my day, or, you know, I was sad, but watched your story, you were dancing, or, do you know what I mean? Like, so I just feel like this is what God wanted me to do. So,
Sweet,
so
man,
long may it continue, you know? Great question.
It was a good answer.
Go ahead, Lee.
All right, my one, it's a bit of a two-part, all right, but they
Go
link
ahead,
up
go ahead,
right,
go ahead.
because obviously we don't have any children yet, and particularly, like, one day hopefully it will happen, but particularly I think having a son as a man is like a big thing, and something that I think I hope that I'll ask myself a lot when I have a son is, what example would you like to set for your son, and are you setting that example right now?
Yeah, so I always obviously I don't want my kids to, you know, grow up to the idea. That's one reason I work so hard. Do you know what I mean? And even me, I was not always the perfect man. Do you know what I mean? So I want my son to be completely different to me. Now I am a better person now, but it took some time to work on it. Do you know what I mean? So right now, yeah, I am, because hard work, determination, not giving up. I'm blocking out the noise a bit better now as well. I used to listen to people's opinions now. Do you know what I mean? I just want my son to grow up, like, be his own man, have your own opinions. Yeah, people may be against you. There could be 100. Look, I always say this. There could be 1,000 of you in this room right now. I will still tell you he's wrong.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Within reason though.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
I stick to your beliefs, do you know what I mean? Like, so he's still young at the minute. He's only 2 years of age, but yeah, I want him to be, you know, stand on his own morals, have morals as well.
Yep.
You know, and have a good mindset and be kind to people. Do you know what I mean? I always tell my daughter this. No matter what, bro, just be kind, be nice to people. I feel that with energy that comes back to you. So I believe in karma. Do you know what I mean? Like, I believe in karma, but at the end of the day, don't let anyone message you though. There's no point in, like, someone's being a dickhead to you and like, I'm gonna be kind to you. No, it doesn't work with that. Do you know what I mean? Like, but distance yourself as well. So yeah, I feel like the man I am today, right now, live I'm setting a good example for my son. If you asked me that 3 years ago, no, prick,
Respect them.
absolute wanker.
Wonderful answer, I like it.
So yeah, so appreciate you guys, and he's have a fan in me. I'll be supporting you guys on your journey. And where's your man working in the gym? Where's your gym?
Working in Clondalkin at the moment.
Clondalkin.
I'm
I'm gonna come down one of the days. So how much is it?
I'll get you in for free, don't you?
Yeah, thank you. Cost of living. So I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys follow the guys, like, share, subscribe, all that crap. We're gonna be on Spotify.
I prefer really not to,
took the time out to watch this podcast.
not to speak.
Well, thank you,
If
boys.
I speak,
Appreciate
I
it.
am in big
Appreciate you.
trouble. In big trouble. And I don't want to be in big trouble.
Turn me up, kid Spiral.